This is the story about the first time I got my hair braided by the Africans. To my old friends, welcome back, and to my new friends, welcome. My name is Jay, like the letter, and I just like to talk. So I am going to get into the story of how I got my hair braided by what this area where I live calls the Africans. And while I'm telling you this story, I'm going to do my makeup. Now, I am not a makeup person. I never was. My mom didn't allow me to wear makeup in junior high and high school, and I'm not mad at her about that, but I'm just not versed in makeup. But I want to get a makeup routine that is easy for me to do and also is like ready to wear and just like everyday makeup, as they say. I remember hearing growing up that the key to makeup is to make it look like you're not wearing any, so that is my goal for today. I got a few things. None of them will probably be right, but I'm going to do my best. And let's get into the story. I'm on my Kanye today. I just want to rant. Let's see. So last Friday, I'm at work and I get an alert that an event is happening in St. Louis. And so I asked my coworker, I'm like, hey, do you want to go out with me on Saturday? Now, she and I are both single. We both just like work and go home. And she was telling me that she wanted to get into, like, just get outside. We've been in a pandemic and she hadn't been outside. I hadn't been outside. So she just wants to, like, go out and do more things, as do I. I need a mirror. I'll be right back. I'm back with my little handheld mirror. Where was I? Oh yeah, we both wanted to get out of the house. The message someone sent me was that one of our classmates from SIU in Carbondale, Illinois, go Salukis, was doing a comedy show at the Helium Comedy Club in Clayton, Missouri, which is at the big mall in our area. It's called the Galleria, and the comedy club is actually very nice. I had never been there before, but I was looking forward to going and supporting the comedian, whose name coincidentally is T. Murph. That's T. Murph. Follow him on everything. He is on the show Woke on Hulu. I think he plays Clovis. That might be his character. All right, what I'm doing now is I am just using some concealer to cover some of my acne scars. So yeah, T. Murph. Follow him on everything. He is on Hulu's Woke. So he was performing. So I'm like, hey, let's just go and get tickets and go see my classmate. She's like, cool, let's go. So we work one weekend day per week. We used to work Saturdays and Sundays, but now we only have to work Saturdays if it's our weekend to work. So I get off work at 4:30. Now, work is 30 minutes from where I live. So it takes me about to 5 o'clock, a little after 5, to get home from work. And this is Saturday, so I know I have to get dressed and get ready to go to this comedy club because I wanted to look nice, you know, I wanted to look presentable. You never know who might be, you know, out there and available and ready to buy me a drink and have a little conversation. You never know. So I just wanted to look nice and go outside, you know, put on clothes, as we say. But I wanted to also have something done to my face and my hair because my hair was not done. The first thing I do, I'm going to let this dry for a minute. So the first thing I do is find an eyebrow place because I know I want to get my eyebrows threaded. I had been growing out my eyebrows. As you can see, they're looking very full, but they're not long. But they were really thin at first, so I just been putting growth oil on them to help them grow out, which worked because she had a lot to work with. So I run in to the brow spa. There was no wait. I hop right into the chair. She gets the threading, gets it in there, and I'm done in less than 15 minutes. So I'm like, cool, awesome. So I get in my car, and I start driving, and I start to think to myself, man, where can I go and get my hair braided real quick? Because I don't want to wear a wig. I don't even own any wigs. I don't want to wear like a wrap or scarf or anything. I don't want to finger coil it because that's going to take too long. Mind you, it's 5:15 at this point, probably a little after. I'm just like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do with this head? And then it dawns on me, oh, the Africans. The Africans braid hair and they do it really fast. That's like their claim to fame. So I start driving down the street and I can't remember where the place is. Now, mind you, where this place is, I live in Southern Illinois. This African hair braiding place has been here since let's see, how old am I? At least 30 years. That's how long it's been in town. There are not a lot of African, migrants in the Southern Illinois area. You find a lot of Africans or people from African countries in Chicago. You can find them in St. Louis, but you don't find them in Southern Illinois often. And when you do, they typically either have a store, a restaurant, or they have a braid business. So this one has been here in the same strip mall, like I said, for over 30 years. It's next to a tattoo parlor and a place that sells used tires. I don't know why you would sell used tires, but apparently people need used tires because that place has also been in business for about 30 years. So I pull up there, and it's about 5:20, about 5:40, about 5:45 at this point. So I get on the phone with my best friend who lives in Chicago, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm about to run in here, get my hair braided real quick so I can go to the comedy club tonight to go see T. Murphy. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Tell me about the place. I'm like, well, it's been here for forever, blah, 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 blah. So I tell her the whole story. So I see people walking in and out. So I'm like, okay, these people, looks like they have room. They look like they have seats available. Okay, now that this is dried, I'm going to put on some foundation. I am using, I didn't show you the concealer I was using. It's Maybelline. It's kind of old, but it still works. So this is some Maybelline concealer, and this is my Maybelline foundation. It is Age Rewind in the color Cocoa, and I'm using a beauty blender, a dirty beauty blender at that, to get this on. So I see people coming in and out of there. I see some kids running around, and I'm just like, yep, this looks like a braiding shop, because most places I go to get my hair done, whether it's cut, color, sew in, whatever, there's always some kids running around. It's just par for the course. So that didn't turn me off or anything. The sign says open. Neon sign says open. Doesn't have the hours posted, but I'm like, cool, you say you open, you open. Then there's a sign on the side of it that says walk-ins welcome. I'm like, cool, walk-ins welcome. That's me. I'm a walk-in. I don't have an appointment. I am just going to dab this foundation on my face with this beauty blender. Okay, so I walk in. I see two younger women and one older woman. Actually, three younger women and one older woman. So one of the younger women has a baby on her hip. So I'm thinking that's her baby, and these are her babies that are running around. I'm like, cool. So the older woman, as soon as I walk in, she's sitting on the chair, looking at her phone. I walk in, the door opens, it closes, it makes like a ding dong or like a bell ring when you walk in. Nobody has said hi to me, right? So I walk in, I'm looking at her, I'm looking at the other girls, and I'm like, hello. And she's like, hello, what do you want? A large pizza? Like, what else do you think I want? I want to get my hair braided. I thought the name of this shop was Fast African Hair Braiding. That's literally the name of the shop. So for you to ask me, what do I want? I was just like, okay, not like, what can we do for you today? Or what style would you like? Or what style do you want today? It was, what do you want? Like, I was bobbing you like, this door is unlocked. The sign says you're open, and it says walk-ins welcome. So I thought I was in my rights to walk in here. Clearly, I was mistaken. So I'm like, hey, I just want some braids, straight back, like 5 braids, like cornrows straight back. And she's like, do you have a picture? I'm like, yeah, let me see. So I literally Google braid straight back. I'm going to use some of this concealer underneath my eyes just to kind of brighten it. I just flipped it around, and I'm going to put it on my nose. Again, I'm just trying to go for an everyday look here. I've seen people do like an arrow. So I'm going to do that. Bop, bop, bop. And just going to do something like that. Just underneath the eyes, just to brighten it a little bit. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. Jackie Ina, I am not. She is amazing. I love watching her videos. She does a lot of like wedding look and fancy makeup, and she does like the bake of the face, and she does a beat, But I ain't got beat time. I ain't got beat products. I don't have beat energy. So for the girls who do, for the girls that get it and get it, good for you. Because I ain't getting it and I ain't got it and I ain't gonna get it. Alright, so I just put this concealer and use it as a highlighter to highlight in between my forehead, the bridge of my nose, underneath my eyes, and my chin. Let that dry for a minute. So I Google braid straight to the back. Straight backs. You know, it's like hood braids, like you about to go fight. And she's like, I saw the picture, I'm like, oh, this is what I want. She's like, those are called feed-ins. I'm like, okay, they could be called Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. I don't get my hair braided. Side note, the last time I had my hair braided, I was in high school. After high school, went to college. That's when people were like really into natural hair. I shaved my head like 5 times just to let my natural hair grow. The 2 times I did have braids, did I have braids for the 2 times I had braids in college, my dance team mate did them, and she did micro braids, and then another girl, classmate of mine, who coincidentally is my soror, she did my braids as well. And if you are in the Chicago area, look up Blessed to Braid. Look up Quana at Blessed to Braid. She will get you right if you are in the Chicago area looking for some braids. So that was really the last time I had them done. After that, I might have gotten a 2-strand twist when I went on vacation, but that was 15 or so years ago. Just this year, I've gotten back into braids. A couple months ago in January, I actually had, not sister locks, faux locks. I had faux locks, and then now I'm like, okay, I just need something to get me to this doggone comedy show. I just don't want to look like a bum when I go out because I don't have the time to do my hair the way I want it, and I just want something quick. So straight back feed-ins are what I want. So she's like, okay, they're going to be $20 per braid. I'm like, okay, fine. And she said that includes the hair. I'm like, cool, great. I said, Ken, are you going to do it? Like, should I sit down? And she's like, yeah, go ahead and sit down. So she sits down, I sit down, she gets up, I sit down. She starts running her fingers through my hair and telling me how messed up my hair is. I'm like, okay, well. She's like, the braids aren't going to hold. I'm like, okay, ma'am, just, can it be done or no? Because you want this money or no? So I don't know if she was just basically telling me that it was going to be a difficult, I don't know if this is right, so tell me in the comments. Should I highlight this mustache area or no? Do I? Because I highlighted my chin, but I don't know if I've ever seen anybody highlight their mustache. I don't know. I'm just going to put concealer on it. So, I mean, foundation on it. So, I'm like, okay, whatever you can do is good for me. So, she starts, like, separating the hair. I'm texting my friend, like, hey, I'm getting my hair done. I might be a few minutes late or whatever. So she's like, okay, I'm trying to find the directions to the place and tell my friend, just so we're all on the same page. So the woman is like separating my hair after she insults my scalp and my hair. Then I see her like looking out the window, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. The girl who had the baby on her hip, she walks out the door. I'm like, okay, cool. She's done for the day. She ain't taking no more clients. So the woman who's doing my hair walks out with her. Doesn't say a word to me. Doesn't look at me. Doesn't say I'll be right back or whatever. She just walks out. So I'm thinking, it's a hot day too. In Southern Illinois, in St. Louis, it was like 100 degrees. So she's walking to a car. I'm thinking she's about to give her car keys to this girl. It's her daughter, I'm assuming, so that she can take the car and take the kids home. Or maybe she's going to start the car and so it can cool down. Both of those things were wrong. She helps the girl put the kids in the car, closes the door, hops in the driver's side, closes the door, and drives off. So here I am. My hair is picked out. I got this little mini fro. I'm sitting in a place I've never been before. I don't know this woman's name. I don't know the phone number of this place. Like, I'm just like, what in God's name is happening? So I look at the other younger girl, and I said, is she coming back? And the woman goes, yes, of course. What you mean, of course? How was I supposed to know that she's coming back when she didn't even tell me she was leaving? She didn't say, bye, I'll be right back. I got to make a run. Nothing. Okay, so she comes back about 10 minutes later. 10 minutes later, y'all. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This is going to be interesting. So she comes back without the kids and the girl. So I'm like, oh, okay. She just went and took the kids home. No big deal, but you could have just said that. How does this look? Is this too much? Oh, God, this eye looks a mess. Okay. See, it looks different in the mirror than it does on the camera. I think I need more foundation. So just dab some more on this beauty blender. Getting underneath this eye so it doesn't look too bright. That's what it was looking. It was looking too bright a second ago. Maybe it's the shade. Maybe the shade is the wrong color for me. But it's been looking like the right color. What is this, y'all? Oh, okay, I'm just greasy. Okay, that's the right color. That's just the shine. See, if you do that, I shouldn't put my skin down like that. But yeah, that's just the shine. Which I'm going to take off right now, because I'm going to take, I'm going to put this away. Okay, phone. I just put the wet foundation away, and now I have my dry powder. This is L'Oreal True Match powder, and it has a little sponge. Where's my sponge? Has a little sponge that comes with it, with a mirror. And I'm just going to take the sponge, some of this powder, and I'm going to press it on my face to take off some of that shine. Okay, so she comes in, doesn't wash her hands, doesn't apologize or anything. She just gets back to work, starts pulling the hair and starts, now she's parting my hair to start with the braids. So she's parting the hair. Mind you, I told her I want like 5 braids, okay? So she's parting the hair. She told me it was $60. She told me it was $20 per braid. This is way too dark. This is way too dark. Why did this look lighter the other day? I don't like this. But anywho, it'll work. I'm trying to get some everyday look here. Okay, so she starts, she's putting the gel on my hair, she's braiding it up, okay? She does one braid, and then she's like, let me know when you're ready. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're good to go? You're good to continue? Like, I don't need to go to the bathroom. I don't need a snack. I don't need anything. And she was like, no, you're on your phone. I'm looking at TikTok, y'all. I'm not like plotting NASA voyages from my phone. Like, I'm not doing anything with my hands that, like, I'm not typing my dissertation or nothing like that. I'm just looking at TikTok. And she's like, no, if you have your phone in your hand, you're going to be looking down, then you're going to be looking up, and I need you to be focused. What do I need to be focused for? I am not doing my braids. You are. So I'm like, all right, let me just participate, because I'm outnumbered here. I don't feel like yelling at no old lady or fighting. I would have, but I didn't feel like it. I do not like this. I feel like that made me look darker. Does it? I don't know. But anywho, okay, we got the foundation. Let's do, let me give it a phone. Hold on. I keep forgetting where I left off. Okay, I'm going to do my eyes. I think for an everyday look, I think I should avoid eyeliner. I feel like eyeliner is an evening thing. However, I do think that I can get a little eyeshadow. So this is my trusty eyeshadow palette. It's old and dirty, but it's trusty. I've been using it for a long time. It is Lancome. So it has this like plum, then like a pewter, and then a beige for the highlighter. So I'm going to use my eyeshadow brush, my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. Again, I don't know the right brushes or tools or whatever. I know this is what I got. Should I put the, okay, I'm going to put the pewter on my lid. I'm going to put the plum in my crease because that's darker. I'm going to start with my crease because it's darker. That way if it falls on my lid, I'll be able to cover it with the pewter. I think that's what I should do. Okay, going in at the crease. So far, so good. Crease it there, crease. Rub it in, rub it out. Okay, so I put my phone away. I bite. and she starts braiding my hair. So then she asked me how long do I want it, and I'm like, to the middle of my back, above my bra strap. So between your shoulders, between the top of your shoulder and your bra strap was a length, I wanted mine to end in the middle. Okay, so this is my bra strap. I want it to end about right here. I don't like long braids. I feel like they get in the way of doing almost everything, and especially at my job because I work in a lab, I just felt like they would be in the way. I have to wear my hair up in the lab. We have to don full PPE, so I wear like a lab coat, I wear a hairnet, I wear a mask, I wear gloves, I wear booties. It's a whole thing. So I don't want to put, you know, a lot of hair on my head, because I don't want to have heavy hair on my head and have to put it in that doggone hairnet. So I feel like that would just be really, really heavy. So that's the length I wanted. And she's like, okay. So she starts braiding, and she says, your hair is different lengths. It's longer in the front than it is in the back. So this part is longer than this part. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, well, your braids are going to be different. What is the word that she use? Widths. Okay, it's going to be wider at the top and it's going to taper down. I'm like, okay, cool, that's okay. All right, I'm really digging this crease look here. That's what I got so far. Now I'm going to use the pewter and I'm going to put it on my lid. Okay. So she finishes one braid and she's like, do you want to look or do you want me to keep going? And I'm like, lady, it literally doesn't make me any, never mind. I pull out my phone, I turn the camera around so I can, like in selfie mode, so I can see the one braid, and I'm like, it's fine, keep going. I just want her to hurry up and get done. The name of the shop is Fast African Braiding. I wanted it done fast. And the reason why I wanted it done fast is because I knew I was on a time crunch. Mind you, I got off work at 4:30. What I didn't tell you guys is that the show was scheduled to start at 8. I didn't get to my side of town until 5 o'clock. Ran in, got my eyebrows done at 5. Was done at 5:15. Drove around for a little bit trying to find the hair braiders. Get in there, she leaves, comes back. By the time she comes back and starts on the first braid, it's 6:15. So now we're anywhere between 6:15 and 6:30 at this point, that she's like, you want to check this braid, you want to keep going? I'm like, lady, just keep going. Okay. I think I'm good there. I don't think I need a highlight on my eyes, but, you know, in the brow. But I'm just going to put the tiniest bit. Okay, so she does the one braid. Keeps going. And she's putting a lot of, like, gel and grease in my hair that smells horrible. But I know she needs it to get the braid hair into my hair, and so that it sticks and it lays and all that good stuff. So I totally understand why she had to use so much product, but god dang, I wish she had used less or different product, because that stuff was not, it just didn't smell right. So she gets done, and when she's done braiding all of the braids, I end up having 6 braids. I'm like, okay, that ain't what we discussed, but it's fine. I will roll with the punches. Where is my eyebrow? Okay, so I have this eyebrow pencil from e.l.f. I don't know if that's going to show up. Probably not. Yeah, e.l.f. Just take my words for it. It is half of like a brow comb and the other half a brow pencil. And since my brows are thick, I don't necessarily need to add stuff to it, but I do like this little comb thing, so I'm just going to do that. Just, what's the word? Not zhuzh, but just like tame them a little bit. Just want to clean them up a little bit. Make sure they have a nice arch. Everything's flowing right. Okay, good. So she does all 6 of the braids. So I stand up, and the braids are not only past the place where I told her. Let me put on some mascara. Let me put this away first. Put the brush away. My ADD trick is to say, don't put it down, put it away. Saw that on TikTok. So I'm definitely trying to do that. I got my little makeup pouch here. It is a little pouch with glittered anchors on it. I used to work on cruise ships, so that was very important to me to have things that reminded me of my life on the ship. But my bag is dirty. All right. Mascara. We are doing Maybelline Lash Sensational. Maybelline is coming through clutch today with the stuff. Maybelline Lash Sensational. Got this at the drugstore. Walgreens, CVS, one of them. Actually, did I get this at, I actually think I got this at Walmart. Ah! God dang it. Hit myself with the mascara. Alright, so I'm thinking we're done. No ma'am, we are not done. She has to now dip my braids in hot water. Now I had forgotten all about this because again, it had been years since I got my hair braided. The last time my hair was dipped in hot water is when I had 2-strand twist to go on vacation, and the girl had put some rollers on the bottom of the hair, and then she dipped that in hot water, so the hair kind of like melts around the rollers, and you take the rollers out, and it has a beautiful curl at the end, which is cool. This one ain't got no rollers, so I guess this hot water was just making the hair more solid, if you will, so it doesn't fray and it doesn't look like fuzzy. I guess it's just like melting the strands together so you don't get that frizzy, fuzzy look. Now look at this eye real quick. Alright. This eye has mascara, this eye does not. See the difference? Okay. So at this point, it's 7 o'clock, okay? So I'm like, alright, she's done. I need to get out of here. No. We still got to do the edges. So she gets out some gel, gets out her little brush, and starts laying my edges. And I'm just like, okay, lady, I gotta go. So at some point in the braiding, she starts playing a YouTube video on her phone. Now, when I walked in, they were speaking whatever, you know, I don't want to say whatever. They were speaking the language of their country. And I recognized that it was a language of African origin, but I didn't know what language they were speaking or what country they were from originally. So I hear her play this YouTube video, and the YouTube video is in French. So I say to her, en français? And she's like, oh, je parle français. No, she said, parlez français. And I said, oh, je parle français un petit peu, which means, she asked me, did I speak French? And I said, oh, I speak French a little bit. I don't speak French a little bit, y'all. I know 6 words in French. And those 6 words, I know, I spoke to her. But I think French is a beautiful language. And because I do speak Spanish, I could recognize some words in the French language from this French soap opera that she was watching. And I was actually able to follow it. I couldn't see the video at all, but I could hear what they were talking about. And I was able to follow it a little bit. It was about a man and a woman. His wife's niece was like hitting on him. So he was like trying to avoid having a relationship with her. But the girl just kept flirting with him. It was a whole thing. But I got that from the context of the few French words that sound like Spanish words that I understood. And I was like, okay, I kind of get what's going on here. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So after that, after I spoke those few words of French to her, she warmed up to me a little bit, but not a lot. She was asking like, oh, how did you hear about us? Now, before you asked me what I wanted when I first walked in. Now you're saying, oh, how did you get to know us? Here's my card. Now you want to be all nice because you hear I can speak 5, 6 words in French. Oh, okay, I see what you on. Okay. But that's the good thing about knowing a little bit about people's languages. It's like, when you find a commonality with somebody, you're able to disarm them by using that commonality. So that's what I kind of focused on, was using that. Like, okay, she warmed up to me now. Maybe this experience will be a little bit better. Okay. Mascara done. I'm going to put all of this back. I have a section for eyes and face. So this side is eyes, where I'm going to put all of my eyeshadow brushes, my eyeshadow, my mascara, my eyeliners. Eyebrow Pencil. And then face gets the concealer, and it gets the powder that I had. This was also a cream. This is from CoverGirl, the CoverGirl Queen collection that they did with Queen Latifah. Tells you how old this is. This is like a, what do they call this? It's not, it's liquid, but it's also a cream. Yeah, so I guess it's a cream foundation. It says it's a compact foundation. Alright, now the hardest part of like this everyday wear is my lips. I have no idea what to do with my lips, but that looks like I really don't have on makeup. I just covered my acne scars. I put on some liquid foundation and then some pressed powder. So that's how I look now. Now I have a bunch of mascaras. I have a bunch of lipsticks and lip glosses, but I don't know which one to do. So she when we were halfway done, she was like, "You pay me now." And I was like, "God dang, like we just got into the mix of things." So she's like, I said, "Do you take credit cards?" And she said, "I take cash and Cash App." I'm like, "Okay." So I Cash App her $120 for the 6 braids that she's gonna do. So it didn't include the hair, but she didn't even finish the job. So that was definitely new for me. I typically don't pay for a whole service until the whole service is done. But again, I wasn't about to argue with this woman. All right, let's find some lipsticks. This is from Sephora. This is from their Zodiac line. It's called Capricorn. This shade is called Capricorn, and it's brown because I wanted to do like a nude lip for myself. That looks pretty nude because I am a brown person. I'm a person of color, if you guys can't tell. Yeah, I think that looks good. Now the question is, I have these pink lip glosses. Should I do the lip gloss so that it looks, so that my face has some sort of contrast? Because I just look like all a Hershey's Kiss. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So after paying, after giving me her card, after doing the 6 braids, after dipping the hair, after leaving and not telling me and coming back and giving me an attitude when I first came in there, warming up to me after I spoke a few words of French, $120 later, 45 minutes, I was out the door. I was out the door at 7:02. Rush home, hop in the shower real quick. Luckily, I knew what I was going to wear. I just threw on some black leggings and a crop top and my jean jacket and some flats. Hopped in the car and was able to make it in time before the show started. Get to the place, park, meet my friend, get a drink, all that before the show started. Okay. Now, typically when I go out during the day, I just have like little hoop earrings on. I can't find my little hoops. So these are my medium hoops. And for the braids themselves, they are a little used now because I sleep rough. But here they are. These are my 6 feed-in braids, cornrow straight backs. So they go past, look how long this is, y'all. Those are my pajama pants. But yeah, this is definitely not the length I wanted, but it looks cute. It's summery. I looked decent going to the comedy club. We didn't meet anybody, but we just had fun going out and supporting my classmate. Go Salukis, go T Murph. But yeah, and that's the story of how I got my hair braided for the very first time from the Africans. Now, I know they are from a specific country in Africa, but that is just what we affectionately call people from African countries around here. We just call them the Africans. And if that offends anybody, I do apologize sincerely. But they even call themselves Fast African Hair Braiding. And that's how she answered the phone. So I'm going to call them the African Hair Braiders until they tell me not to. Okay, well, I hope you like this video, guys, and my little story time rant. If you did like this video, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you've ever had your hair braided by African women and what your experience was like. Follow me on Instagram at JSoExtra, and I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye!